Hey y'all, it's Jason Kissel. I'm here with Alex Jones, the EL specialist in our district, and we are going to just give you a little bit of a conversation about Classkick. It's not going to be like a tutorial per se. I've got some questions I want to throw at Alex, and he has been doing Classkick longer and more successfully than myself. So, Alex, I guess the first thing I want to ask is why Classkick at all? Just why Classkick?
So for ELs in particular, and actually for all students, it's a great way for students to, a very easy way for students to interact with any assignments that a teacher might want to send out. They can record their voice. It's very easy for them to do that. And especially for English learners, that's just a great way for them to practice speaking. There's also a lot of kind of like drag and drop type of features within Classkick. So, you know, across the grade levels, that can be helpful. So there's just a few different sort of accessibility type of tools that, you know, students can get familiar with and interact with lessons and assignments in different ways. So, and one other reason that I do like it is that it gives teachers a chance to see a view of their class as they're working on an assignment, like an overview, and it's really easy for them to see as the students are working through an assignment.
Well, that's called burying the lead when you put your best thing right out there, so then you don't build up to it. But yeah, the teacher dashboard is absolutely incredible. Okay, so we're gonna look at Alex's screen. And I said to Alex that before we started recording that I wanted him to be able to show us if I wanted to get started in 5 minutes, or I just wanted to get on Classkick and not do a bunch of tutorials. What do I need to do? So here's Alex's screen. This is the login screen, right, Alex?
Yep. Well, actually, so the first time you just go to classkick.com, and it would take you to this sort of screen right here. And if you wanted to sign up for the very first time, you would just click sign up. It's free. You would click teacher, obviously, if you were a teacher, and then sign up with Google.
Perfect.
So since I've already done this, if I click sign up with Google, it'll just let me sign in.
All right, so now we're in the login. We're on the home page. Once you get logged in, this is where you're going to be. Let's say somebody shared an assignment with me. We're not going to create an assignment from scratch here. We could, but we're not going to do that. So let's say I've already figured out the assignment building thing, and I'm ready to just get it going with my students.
So Classkick actually starts you off with an assignment, which is nice. So I can show you something that looks like that. So this is sort of a modification of what Classkick uses as like an introduction to the program. So there's a few extra slides in here. So, you can add in slides, edit them. To share an assignment, like if you want to share with colleagues, you would click this little button here and change it from private to shared. Then what you would do is click this skinny snowman guy here, and you would say share, and you would share a copy with colleagues, and it will give you, you can email it to them through this side here, or you can click on link and copy the link and then send it to your colleagues. Just as a quick example, once a team of teachers starts building a bunch of Classkick assignments, this is just an example of when you get those links, how you can put them into a Google Doc like this. This is an example of some guided reading assignments that some teachers have collaborated on or created and shared. So for instance, this guided reading level C, fall foods, this is something a teacher has done. I'll click on this link that was shared, and I would go to this assignment, and then if I want to use this assignment, I would just click copy assignment, and it would go to my list of assignments that you saw over here.
Very cool.
In the home assignments area.
Easy enough. All right, so I have actually a dummy student account on my computer, and we're going to just kind of give you what it looks like from a student view, what it looks like from a teacher view. So we're going to go back to this assignment. Alex is going to assign it using the Assign tab at the top.
Yep. So as you can see, I'm in the Edit tab. This is where I would edit it. Once I'm ready to send it out, I would click on the Assign tab. And I'll just use Group A here to send it to Jason. And so what I would do is just click on that little link there over there on the right, and I can either send it out through Google Classroom, which is really easy, or I could just copy this link, send it. I can copy it here. So this is a way for students to log in through Google Classroom, you know, with their Google account. If you want students to sign in sort of like anonymously or just like type their name in, you would just send them this link. So Jason, how would you like to do this?
Gotcha. A little bit confusing there sometimes with the sign-in process. I'm guessing if you were using this with your class, it makes sense to use a Google Classroom, but we don't have one of those. So I'm just going to click log in as a student here on my side. And since we don't have it, well, I guess you could share that link to me in the chat, maybe in our private chat behind the scenes, and then I can just paste it into my browser. Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah. So let me copy this. I can copy it here as well. I'll copy the link, and then I will come over to here and then paste it.
Perfect. All right, and I'm going to switch screens. So now we're going to look at my screen here. So now we're going to be looking at the student screen. So I'm just going to go click on that link my teacher sent me, and because we didn't sign in with Google here, I just type in whatever name I want, right? So that can be a little bit tricky. So that's why that sign in with Google sometimes maybe works a little bit better. Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oops, I clicked the wrong button. And then I just want to click go. Okay. So now from the student side, is this like Pear Deck where I'm stuck on a slide and I have to wait for the teacher to advance me? How does this work?
No, this is definitely self-paced. So once you go to the assignment, you just go as you see fit.
And are there tools that are not available to me as a student? Are all the tools available the same as what the teacher had to create?
As of now, without any further updates at this moment, all the tools that are available to you are always available to you.
Okay, cool. So I can insert it looks like I can insert a link here. I can obviously just draw. I can erase. I can, looks like I can add an image. So hopefully maybe from my camera or upload it if I've already taken it. And then I can add in some audio, which you mentioned you loved earlier, which I also love. I love when kids can just explain with their voice. It doesn't have to be EL. I mean, EL is a perfect explanation for that, but I think any kid, sometimes it's just easier to explain it instead of trying to type it out or something like that. So that's really cool. All right, so I'm just going to walk through here. I'm gonna just maybe fill out a couple of these slides, and then we're going to switch back to your view so you can kind of show us what the teacher would see. All right, so it says use the text tool, so I'm just going to do that real quick. And I can see right here it says teacher is helping. So that must mean Alex jumped onto the teacher dashboard as we were working. And all right, let's keep going.
I just typed that in just now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then the microphone, I think if it's new to kids, they're going to have to allow the microphone access, so just make sure they know that's going to happen. And then you can just record. So this is me recording audio. I am Jason. I am from Columbus, Ohio, and I love math. All right. And let's see where that comes in. Oh, perfect. It just comes in as a little box. The kid can move it around if they wanted to. They can trash can it if they want. Okay. So I'm going to move back to, oh, cool. Alex just added
so I put a little sticker in there for you.
That makes me feel good. All right, so I'm gonna switch us back to Alex's screen, which is the teacher screen, and we're gonna kind of see how he was manipulating that, and I'll keep working through these on my side as well.
So again, this is that cool thing I was talking about earlier about one of the neat things about Classkick is that you can see, if there were multiple students in this, I would see them all working. And as you can see, I can see that Jason has only gotten to the third slide here. So he has not opened these at all. And that's just a really neat feature so that I can, tell what student has actually even attempted certain parts of the assignment.
Perfect.
So I'll click in here and then I can see if Jason is doing anything. Can't really tell right now if he's doing anything.
I'm trying right now. I'm trying. I'm trying to circle Australia.
Okay, so there we go. So you put Australia in there, and again, over here I've got some stickers that I can add in. If I want to put in some text, I can say and then once you click out of it, then it would appear for Jason's screen. So you don't have to really do that again, Jason, but it's just
good. Okay, I got a question for you here because I got this button over here that says raise hand in the top right. So I'm going to click on that. What does that do for the teacher?
Okay, so it might be a little bit of a delay before I see it. So, okay, so now I see that a hand is raised here. Now I can click on it. And I see that Jason has raised his hand. Now, if I want to, I can type directly on his slide, but that could get messy. So I can also type a little message here and say, and send that. And then Jason would get a message and then he could tell me what, might be the problem with that slide or what he's having trouble with. All right, so here I would say, just look at this little image here, and it does show you how to change the pen color to red. You choose the pen color and then choose the pen and then go over to the right to change the pen color.
And so how did you get that video in there? Because it doesn't look like I can I add a video onto a slide, or what's the trick there?
This is actually a GIF image. So that's how that was put in there. So you can put YouTube links, but they sort of pop out from the Classkick assignment for a moment. And then once the video is over, you could just go back to the Classkick assignment, but there's no true embedding of a video within the Classkick slide.
Gotcha. So if I got some type of screencastify video where I am explaining or doing something, this not going to really work.
No.
Those two.
Yeah. Yeah. If you have a Google Drive video or something like that, it would probably take you out. It might take you completely out of the Classkick, and then you would have to go back to the Classkick. There's not really a great embedding feature at this moment.
Makes sense. I think we can live with that, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on that teacher dashboard side that I feel like we missed? I like the hand raising part. I did see that a new update, maybe a newish update, new to me at least, is that from the home screen that a student would be able to see their feedback, which I find to be pretty cool. I'm not really sure exactly where I would see that as a student, but I guess before that you would only see feedback if you were directly within the assignment, and now a student will be able to see that from their home screen.
Right. So before, if a teacher put in some kind of message to you, you might not know about it unless you went actually to that Classkick assignment. But now you would get a notification when you go to your dashboard.
Oh, very cool.
So yeah, one other thing to show you a kind of cool feature in the teacher view, and it's probably easier to show this on one that a lot of people have done. So this is an example of if it has been sent out to many people. Let's say that I only want to see number 6. What I can do is go to my filters, and let's see here. So the filters give me different ways that I can see some of these settings and things. But if I want to look at just question 6, okay, that's actually editing. So
I think up there, I see view all slides. Is that what we're looking for?
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Jason. Sorry. So I want to go from view all slides to slide 6. So this will show me what all the students have done just with slide 6. So I don't have to click through every single student's Classkick assignment. I can just look at all of these responses right here. So
part of what I love about this, and maybe you agree with me there, is that Like some people are obviously typing it in, some people are drawing it in, some people are using highlighters, right? Some people just drew a picture. But I like to be able to kind of express yourself in more than one way. Whereas like something like Pear Deck, which I'm not trying to slight Pear Deck right now, but it seems like a very similar tool to Pear Deck in a lot of ways. Something like Pear Deck, you have to pick the question type ahead of time, so you're a little bit more limited in your response than on Classkick, it looks like.
Right. There's definitely a multitude of ways that students can respond.
For sure. Okay, let's keep on track here, because I don't want to, I don't want this to go for hours and hours and hours.
Right.
I mean, maybe that would be great. Maybe people just want to hear us talk forever. But all right, so you've talked up, but like let's talk. What's the limitation of Classkick? What are some things you've seen that you don't love and maybe they need to improve on? People should just be aware of.
So 2 things right off the bat. One is that Classkick is not a PDF editor. So if you have some kind of like worksheet or something, like let's take a look at this here. Let's say that you didn't like the way that this was set up, or you didn't like some of this text here or whatever. This is actually from like a PDF. I can't really change the text, on this sheet like this. I would have to like cover it up with like a white blank space and then cover it up with text. So you kind of want the background image or what you're initially working on to look the way you want it before you put it into Classkick. Otherwise, you're going to be doing some finagling to make it look how you want it.
Gotcha.
The other issue with Classkick is that, for instance, this let's just use this science sorting activity as an example. Let's say that I put all these background images in these containers, so to speak, where I want these images to go, these manipulatives to go. If I decide later on, after I put all these things in here, that, you know what, I don't like this red. I'd rather have this be like a blue color. If I change this to something else, it will then be on the top of everything that was here. So when the students go to drag this, it'll go underneath that blue square because this was the last thing that was put on there. So order does matter when you put things in like images or manipulatives. It does not have like a bring to front or send to back option at this time. And I think that is one big limitation, that if you have done something like this and again, you decide later on you want to tweak something that was done before, you have to basically bring every single image in again. That would be the manipulative over that. Otherwise, again, the last thing you put on will be on the top.
Yeah, that stinks. I'll be honest, that stinks. I mean, like, because Canva, you can do that. You can switch the layers. Obviously that all probably originated from like a Photoshop mindset of layering. So that's really tough. You almost have to think backwards on what you want to be on the bottom layer and then build it up from there. So a little bit more planning, but I guess, it just takes a little bit more planning.
Right. It's one of those things that, I've actually emailed their team about to say, hey, this is one thing you guys really need to look at fixing up a little bit. So hopefully that is something that'll come out in one of their updates soon.
For sure. It seems like it could be doable.
Yes.
All right. Well, what if people are interested in just like, they can obviously play around, but more documentation or different documentation, anything else you've got for them?
So yeah, definitely. Over here, I think it's this document right here, the Classkick Getting Started. This is just a quick explanation on how to make an assignment and how to assign an assignment. And then down here, there's just some general like questions, how-tos. If you want to have two teachers share assignments where they can actually see the other students' work, the students' work from the other teacher, you would take a look down here.
Perfect.
Then also, just for your information, for when you first start using Classkick, you do have to decide how you want your students to log in. If you want them to use their Google account or logging in without Google, the way that Jason did just a moment ago. So this is also just a helpful doc, and I've got, we can share it after this.
Yeah, and let me touch on that real quick. I'm going to put my screen back up because I almost ran into the issue that we were just talking about. So I still have the code. Let me switch here. All right, and if I type in my name exactly as I had before, you notice, let me make that a little bit bigger so we can all see it. You notice that switches to continue because it recognizes my name, my exact name, right? But let's say I change it and just put my initial. It's going to recognize me as a different student now, and so all my work won't be saved there. Even, I guess it's not case sensitive, which is nice, but you still have to get it exactly the same as you did before. So an advantage to signing in with your Google account would, of course, be that's not going to be an issue, right?
Right, and I'm trying to see if I can open up that the one that you were working on, Jason. That's not it. Might take me a second.
That's all right. Do you want me to start here so you can see it's two completely different accounts?
Okay, so yeah, the second time that Jason signed in, he didn't put his last name, so it's a completely new assignment, and so he's not going to see any of the work that he had done before.
Right.
Because he typed his name in differently.
But the easy way around that is just using your Google account. So all those documents will be in the description that Alex has, and it feels like you had maybe another document for us.
Yeah, I've got the. This is the one that the EL teachers have sort of developed and shared with each other, and then I do also have the Intro to Classkick, the Selfpaced Module. If teachers really want to kind of get into the guts of Classkick and learn all the ins and outs of it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna shout out, I guess, to you on this one because you built this whole thing over the summer, and it's really helpful. A lot of these ed tech platforms have really great self-paced like certificates and badges, and Classkick just is too new, it feels like. So Alex spent a lot of time to build this out, and I've benefited greatly from him doing that. So thanks for doing that, Alex.
No problem.
All right, I feel like I had one more question I wanted to ask you about Classkick, but I got to pull my questions back up. Oh, I was going to ask you this, but it's kind of rhetorical because I know the answer. Does Classkick ever go down?
So now that you ask that, when I go over to Classkick, let me just log out here. So to log out, I go down all the way to the bottom and click on sign out.
Yeah, let me note real quick. Your account looks different because you're a district access, so you have every single building. Most people, they're only going to have one building, so sign out probably won't even be a scroll down for them, right?
Right.
Like, you just have 30 buildings. So.
Right. So to be honest, Jason, I am looking right now on Classkick's site to see where they would tell me if it's down ever. And I'm trying to think here. I've got a direct link that I could put in. It's classkick.com, or I'm sorry, classkick.statuscast.com. Let's just see if that works.
Perfect. Looks like that's it. So we'll put that link down below as well. So I guess to note, yes, it does go down, right? It looks like on February 25th, 24th, and 23rd, they had issues on Classkick Web. But, for the most part, it looks like it's pretty much operational, which is nice to know that you can go to the site if you're having an issue and see if it's your issue or see if it's a Classkick issue, right?
Right.
Cool. Any other parting words? We did it under 30 minutes, so I feel really good about that.
Nice. Well, no, just if anyone has any questions or issues or just want to learn more about it, feel free to contact me. Again, it's a great resource for ELs, especially that voice recording tool. I have not seen a platform with an easier way for students to record themselves as of yet, and which is especially helpful for ELs. For sure.
I 100% agree. All right. Well, Alex and I have never ended one of these before, so I kind of have to say bye to him as well as saying so long, and let us know if you have questions or if you are wondering more about Classkick. We would love to help you out. All right, y'all. Till next time.